actually does it feel like when you first land, and what does it really feel like to readjust in those first few days?
Mommy!
Dream day got me on.
Starzy.
White family music. I'm going back to where I belong. You're the reason why I'm singing this song. Boy, I did you no wrong, but you broke my heart.
Hi guys, we're Team Apple and we are Ghana bound. I'm Yaba, and today I wanted to talk to you about the things that might shock you or surprise you when you've spent that first week in Ghana. So as you guys know, we've just arrived, we've made it, and thank God we got here safely, and it's just been an incredible whirlwind of a journey. I really wanted to capture the initial feelings and experiences from having been here for about a week. And normally when you watch videos, they're telling you about the lifestyle, the cost of living, which are all such important things. But one thing I couldn't find was what actually does it feel like when you first land, and what does it really feel like to readjust in those first few days, especially when you've got children as well. So let's get straight into it. Number one, a simpler life. I thought I would be having to wait weeks and months to get that feeling of, it's a bit simpler, it's a bit calmer. But no, the minute we landed, people were moving slower, more chilled out. I was like, where's this? Where's that? What do we do? At the airport. And they were like, it's okay, it's just over there. Don't worry about it. And I loved it. I mean, that initial feeling of just calm down literally hits you in the face. So when you first land, and if you are a bit, rushy and busy like me, you will get that initial slow down. Things are going to move at this pace. Either you join this pace or you're going to go crazy. So already within that first week, I've started moving slower. My planning is a little bit different. I'm trying to move at the Ghana pace rather than force it to move at my pace. Number two, so child friendly. Even from landing, straight away experiencing people wanting to help you with the children, quite free to do so as well, because generally you don't want, where I was coming from, you wouldn't get people offering to do this or that because they were nervous. You'd be concerned about you picking them picking your child up or things like that. But people were so helpful. For example, if my little 4-year-old runs off in one direction, there's someone going, whoa, no, back to your mum. There's eyes around your children and genuine caring, and it's very normal and very natural. Even on our first Uber ride, I went to the shop with my little girl, and trying to struggle with bags and things. He said, I'll just take her out of the trolley for you. I was like, oh, thanks, all the help I can get would be amazing. But I really found that quite shocking to myself, that, oh my goodness, there are people who are actually happy and comfortable and relaxed to help all around you. And that's been a massive plus. Number three, a lower cost of life. Yes, even after a week, I've noticed that. So Accra, which is the capital of Ghana, is expensive. It is more expensive than other regions of Ghana. However, if you choose to live a lower cost of life, you can do so. I've chosen to take Ubers over Trotro, mainly because most of the time I'm moving around with the kids, and also we are in a pandemic, so I don't want to be in a close proximity to lots of people on a bus. At the same time, the kids aren't quite used to that kind of travel yet, so I'm going to ease them in as the pandemic eases off as well. Uber costs, let's say, for one journey, it might cost 20 cedis, but then for Trotro, it would cost maybe 2 cedis. So there's a massive difference, and it depends on how you choose to live and how you've budgeted. also linked to a lower cost of living. So in the first couple of days, I struggled mostly with familiarity. Everything was kind of familiar because I've been back and forth to Ghana many times. But when you're living here with your kids and you're trying to find, where's my main shop? Where do I buy my milk from? Where do I buy chicken nuggets from? Where do I buy chips? All the stuff that we've just been used to having in our freezer, I didn't know where they were. So within the first day, I took an Uber to the ShopRite, which is like, I don't know, Walmart's, it's like Tesco's. So it's a supermarket. So I went to the ShopRite and I went to look for as many familiar things as I could. I don't know why I did that. So when I finished buying chicken nuggets, you know, some fruit, milk, I'm looking for the bread and things that the kids are used to, crisps, cereals. My gosh, I got to the till and I can't remember how much it was. I remember thinking, that is a lot of money for very little stuff. I mean, it was like a basket full kind of, it was hardly anything. And I thought, that's so expensive. But it was because I was trying to live how I used to live. Which is fine actually, because within the first couple of days, trying to settle in with kids is challenging in terms that you can't just expect them to just suddenly eat what's available or the local food that they haven't been used to. So after that shopping trip, I said to myself, I have got to wean these children into the Ghana diet as quickly as possible, because that kind of spending is not sustainable for us anyway. You might have budgeted in the Western type of foods, but remember, they're imported, so they are actually really expensive, much more than you would pay back at home. So following that, what I did was, on the next few days, I went around our local area, and yes, it's not a supermarket. There are different stalls you've got to go to get, let's say, my fruit is from this woman here, my vegetables is from over there, the coconuts, he's over there. So even though it's a bit of a logistic situation, it also means that I'm familiarizing myself with the people, with the community. It really is important to say hi, good morning to as many people as you can. And also I'm getting the lower cost foods as well. Number 4, what might be shocking, and definitely was to me, was that it isn't actually as hot as I remember it, or as hot as I was expecting it to be. I was thinking that I would sit in one spot and just sweat would pour from me. But it's generally been breezy, quite cool. I know we're in the dry season, so Hamatan, but it's normally quite hot at this time. It's not felt overwhelming. We have talked about getting aircon built in. We've talked about getting like 3,000 fans in one room. But really, I've got one fan going, you might hear it, and that's actually enough to keep me cool. I can relax in the room. And yeah, I was really, really surprised at that. It also helps to have just a fan and not air conditioning in this house, because it's helped me to acclimatize that little bit faster. I have not acclimatized yet, don't get me wrong. There's still an odd bead of sweat, but it makes a difference when I leave the house. I'm not overwhelmed with a wall of heat. The next thing that might surprise you is that there is so much less technology going into my children's brains. And by that I mean in our house. The routine we were coming from was tablet time, TV time, anything to distract them time. And here, they literally wake up when the sun comes up at 6 o'clock, maybe around 5:30, they're outside and they're running around the compound. They're rolling around and they're playing with the animals. They are so happy. I mean, it makes me so happy thinking about it, because I'm not someone who wants to put my children in front of technology all the time, but before I kind of had to, and now they're able to enjoy nature and learn from it and actually get out as they should be. They're getting that physical playtime in. So I'm so grateful that they're just spending more time outdoors than indoors. Obviously the weather helps as well, because it is warm all the time. So that's been a great, great bonus. The next thing It might surprise you, but we put our kids into school straight away. We're like, we're here, you're adapting, you're going to school. So we found our school. We'll do a separate video on schools and stuff. But the one thing I love, and I'm really surprised at, is that Ghana schools start really early. So they open the doors pretty much from like 7:30 onwards, that you can actually drop your children off. The school day starts at 8 and then finishes around 1, 2 or 3. Again, I'll explain why it's so varied as to the time that it changes. Having an earlier school time means that I get to work earlier. So I've got clients that I see for my fitness training. So I get to do video calls with them earlier. And it also means that my children, who are very early birds, don't get knackered by the time they are going to school. They wake up, by the time we've gotten ready, it's time to go to school. So that's been actually really, really helpful. Okay, the next thing is a funny one, but it's an afternoon shower that is actually warm. I don't know where you're watching this from. You might be in the UK where it's snowing, or you might be somewhere else where it's cold and rainy, but here it's hot. So cold showers are very, very normal. And initially I was a bit like, oh, you know, it's gonna be freezing, but it was so nice. However, the afternoon shower, because I take about 3 or 4 in the day, the afternoon one was pleasantly warm because the massive water tank has been heating up throughout the morning. So yeah, a massive bonus. And the last, but certainly not the least, is minimum moisturizing. So following on from a shower, normally I've got to lather myself in moisturizer because the environment I was used to back in the UK was really dry. Here, there's a lot more moisture in the air. So when I finish a shower, I actually have to use minimal, like the essential places, like guys' elbows. You've got to get between the thumbs, some oil going on there as well. But it's minimum moisturizer, and that's been amazing. You'll find that when you first land, you do your old routine. You get that face cream on, the body cream, but guys, it like slops off you. So you learn to, not even learn, you kind of just get used to using a lot less. And that's been really nice for the skin, the glow, and also less oil underneath the skin as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if there are any things that you've experienced when you first moved to Africa, please share them in the comments below. What were things that shocked you and you were really surprised about? And I will be coming at you next with a video on the things that weren't so pleasant that surprised me, and actually some of them shocked me a little bit as well. But we want to be real, so keep an eye out for the next video. Thank you and see you soon.